Hi guys, it's just a little test update on my power supply to my pulse motor, just in case some of you are thinking that it's all too hard. It's really very simple. All you need is a spark gap if you wish to do it this way. Make up a simple little coil like that. I have my spark lead going through this coil and back out, and then it's just two turns. On the other side it's just loose. It was just a test. And on here I have a 240 volt neon, and the way I've set this up, it's been mentioned that it's going to be a big loss in the system, and a spark gap may be a loss in this setup, but if you hook it up right, you can actually run the other side of your spark gap back to a charged battery. I have here three 240 volt neons hooked up in parallel, just to give you some idea of the power that we are sending back to our charged battery. What is also good is it will be desulfating this battery, so this type of setup, use a battery that needs desulfating as your charged battery. That way this half of the system is no loss. You will not lose anything across your spark gap running it through a coil like that and drawing off the other side. Here I've just got this set up, it's just a simple motor opening closing a set of points out of a automobile. This setup coming off of these two leads into one of these full wave bridge rectifiers onto this large cap, which is of course 10,000 UF 63 volts. We'll charge that cap to 60 volts in about 2 seconds. So the system is going to be alright. I won't be using this spark gap, of course. It will be incorporated with the motor itself. But this is just to show you how simple it is to get power from a spark gap, and also not have your spark gap as a total loss, but actually doing some good in the way of charging another battery. So we'll just fire it up. Like I said, I've just got a 240 volt neon across this 2-turn coil, which is the back side of our high voltage, and the 3 there to show you what's going back into our charged battery. And of course our spark gap there, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's probably about 10 mil, which is all that we ask. I'm not asking for you to jump sparks across the foot. So that's really how simple it is. If you're going to do this, it's opposite to the Bedini. Your ignition coil will have a negative and positive on it. The positive, of course, stays fixed to your run battery. The negative, of course, is switched by the points. And make sure your points are isolated from the negative of your battery, otherwise you'll just get a short through the coil. Your charged battery must be hooked positive to positive. Contrary to belief, the charge that comes out of the high voltage side of your coil is a negative charge, not a positive charge. So of course that must go through your spark gap and into the negative side of your charged battery. Okay, so that's my little update. That's how simple it is. That will be similar to how my machine is working. Like I said, my spark gap will be part of the machine spinning around with lots of flames and sparks. So, but anything like this is quite fine. You can go from that straight to your cap on your pulse motor, and that will work. Alrighty, cheers from the Tin Man.